Y'all, y'all, y'all ready for this? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, Redraft NFL with my friend Peter Day. Welcome, Peter. How are you doing?
Dude, I am excellent, man. Getting ready to watch this draft. It's going to be a blast.
What's crazy is I'm late. I'm late to my own draft. Now, I've already picked, so.
Well, it's a good thing you're not picking first.
I am picking first.
Dag nabbit.
So this is what I'm thinking, because the draft's on right now. I'm going to bring it up in just a second, but this is what I was thinking. I'm the double hero RB kind of guy this year, but what if I drafted all the players that are on my do not list draft, because this one's not as serious for me?
Do it. Go get it. So you didn't go C-Mac?
No action here, but.
So you didn't go C-Mac there?
Oh, I did.
Oh,
I didn't. I literally put him in the queue and oh my goodness. It took someone else.
It took Tyreek Hill.
Oh well.
Now you're on it.
Forget the strategy. We're throwing everything out the window here. Okay. Now that the draft's going on, people can see it. How do we do that?
Oh, John Christmas he's got a great note on the side there, buddy.
What? Oh my goodness. Peter, Billy's here. Can't wait to watch. Best of luck. Thanks. John says Peter's report card should be a D in the show. Wow. Yeah, his team's fired.
I love it, John. That is a boy.
Okay, so this is the league. Let's just quickly remove this for a second. So these two leagues are interconnected. The show we did last night, you can go watch that. We drafted there. You and I were in that. We're in the show together. 10-team league, 0.5 PPR, two-person keeper. The two bottom people get relegated to minor league, and there's nothing minor about minor league because the guys are great. Same format other than the keepers. It's a full redraft, absolutely full redraft. And so this is this, and then the two winners of this one goes into the show next year. So they have to go to the finals, right, Pete?
Yeah. And we got a couple of solid owners up there, a couple of good drafts last night from the guys that came from minor leagues. So that's a positive thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's super competitive, both these leagues. I love it. It's not easy if you get relegated down to come back up. So if you do that, I mean, some of it's fluke, but all of it's educated guessing like we always do, right?
That's true. That's true.
So any advice to people watching for their fantasy drafts here?
Well, I think we found out last night it was really interesting because we had some people who are going heavy wide receiver, and then we had that run on running back. So, just be careful with it. There's that theory out there about the zero RB scenario, and that can be difficult. You can get caught for sure because it gets really thin for running back and really deep for wide receiver later in the draft.
Right. Oh, John is so funny. I only came here to see if Randy's here. He knows for a fact Randy's. By the way, have you checked the Facebook group, Pete?
No. What's going on?
Dude, you should check it because John posted a picture of his getting ready for the draft.
That's awesome. I got to go.
And it's I'm just going to wait until you see it first. Okay. When's my turn next? I'm 5 picks. Tell me. Okay, so I picked Tyreek Hill. I mean, if you
that's awesome.
Yeah, right. So I should bring that up.
I love it. Yeah, John, you had a pretty decent draft. You're doing all right, man.
John, that was hilarious, man. This
as
picture with Randy on it is absolutely hysterical. Yeah, thanks, Nick, for being here. 20 years in this league. It is really spectacular. So many cool people in it. Absolutely love it, you know? So, okay, Pete. So do I have this up? I think I do, don't I? Yeah. Okay, let's talk here.
Yeah.
I got 2 picks back to back, right? Oh, no, I wasn't number 1 pick. I thought it was number 1. That was number 2.
You couldn't have been, yeah.
Oh, the Field of Dreams got number 1, so I was number 2. Okay, well,
that's why, because you must have done the smart thing and pre-ranked, which shows with the Tyreek.
Well, in this, because I'm Mr. Irrelevant in this because it doesn't matter if I win, I don't move up. So I have won the minor league before many times, but I don't move up. So
yep.
So
in fairness, you don't move down from the show either. So let's just be real.
Yeah. So it went Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb. Actually, let's go this way. This is way more fun to look at it this way. McCaffrey, Hill, Lamb, Breece Hall, Bijan, Jefferson, St. Brown, Chase.
My boy
AJ
Chase there.
Brown. Sorry, what?
My boy Chase there.
Yeah. Derrick Henry, Puka. Man, Henry went in front of Taylor and Kyron Williams, Saquon Barkley. All the running backs are going here.
Wow.
So let's just see. Pete. I might have to go with my boy. I might have to go double my boys here.
You can get both, right? Because here
Marvin Harrison is the one I never take. Oh no, he got taken. Okay. So I mean I can do Devontae Adams here or
hey, Mike Evans is always solid, man.
Oh, I know.
Never hurts.
But here's the running backs. You love Pacheco.
I love him. I think he gets so many touches, and I love how he runs. I love how he plays. He looks violent all the time. So you're going to lose all those running backs if you don't take one now. So you're either choosing to relegate down into that sort of David Montgomery, James Conner thing, or you're going to take one of these guys now because you get 2 picks. You might as well take a running back here.
Yeah, I'll do a running back and a wide receiver unless I went.
John looks like he agrees with that actually over the side over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this is what happens. So I'm gonna go running back, and I might as well just go my boy Josh Jacobs.
All right.
Why not? It's fun, but I also want to get Devontae Adams. I'm going Devontae Adams first. Yeah, I'm doing Devontae Adams. Why not? Love the guy. I've got a man crush. So much for picking guys I wouldn't normally pick.
Yeah, so far you've done really well. And now your third pick's going to be a Packer. So really off the charts for you, buddy. Really stepping aside.
Well, I was thinking about taking Marvin Harrison Jr. Picked right before me. See?
Well, because I was thinking about taking somebody I don't usually take. That counts, right?
Right. Well, I haven't taken Josh Jacobs in any of my leagues.
All right. Well, there you go.
I mean, A-Chain would be good too there.
Yep.
I'm taking him. Let's go on.
I think again, because the offense hasn't really changed, I think in that group of backs that Rachaad White there is a nice pick there. And I won't argue with you because it's not like you make a bad pick in that, but it's just I think in that group, he gives me the most sort of solid sort of feeling. I love Miami. The injury prone, of both of their running backs kind of gives me a little bit of the EBGBs.
Did you see what happened in Green Bay today, though?
I don't know what happened.
AJ Dillon is on the IR for season-ending injury.
Sorry, who?
AJ Dillon.
Oh, wow.
And Marshawn Lloyd is hurt too. So they have 4 good running backs. And so Emmanuel Wilson is the number 2 in Green Bay.
Wow.
Until, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen when Marshawn Lloyd comes back, but
You know, the funny thing though, buddy, like they're lucky in that sense because he's always been a bell cow with the Raiders. So he's going to get lots and lots of carries, and like that's his thing. So I think they're still fine.
right. Yeah, so I mean, let's see how this starts here. So McCaffrey, Pacheco, Mike Evans, that's a great start. I guess everyone's gonna have great starts, right? John's.
I like that guy. Who was that just picked that?
That was Blair, Fields of Dreams. He's a Bears fan.
That's a great start.
This one is the 0 RB, but John is, and his thing is, I think he's in Greece right now, so he might be drafting. I'm not sure.
What time is it in Greece? It's got to be what, 11 hours, 10 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow, that is committed. Dude's up at 4:00 in the morning or 3:00 in the morning or something.
He said, "Whatever you plan, just do it, and I'll be there. I'll pre-rank." So
I'll just make it.
So look at this: Wilson, Olave, Breece Hall, fine.
Very nice.
Not my favorite yet, but Cooper Kupp. There you go. Bijan Robinson, Etienne. So he went the hero RB, double hero RB strategy. Smart.
Yeah, I like that. I like that more. Etienne's going to, again, be really solid out there.
Again, here's the double RB, hero RB. Chen. So Trev's here. Your Pitts reek.
Nice.
You better take Pitts.
Hey, do you know what I like about this team right here, Trev? Is when he's got the two running backs like that, if you have a stud like Jefferson, it makes that easier to do that and take that second running back, right? Like if you're talking,
he went Jefferson and then got both of those running backs. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then beast mode is the Funk Master. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Barkley, Kelsey. That's solid. Solid. And then can I have two of those, please? Josh Allen, Lamar Chase, Kyron Williams. That's fine. I mean, there's no wrong strategy with the first three picks this way. Then then you go. By the way, Christian Brower can't make it tonight. He messaged me. And look at this. A.J. Brown, Ayuk, Jonathan Taylor. Not bad. He's a Colts fan. Gets his boy Jonathan Taylor. And then Hogs gets the first 4 players. Lamar. Did he just take Lamar?
He must have just taken Lamar, yeah. Because
Lamar, and then he took Kenneth Walker. So he started with Henry and then Puka, and then went with Lamar and Walker. That's I can't fault the guy for that. So yeah, Nico Collins. I mean, I don't. Is that too early? And wait a minute, he must have pre-ranked, because if you look at it, he's got 1 running back, 3 wide receivers, but maybe that's what he wants to do. He wants to do a hero RB, stack up on his wide receivers. The problem is the wide receivers, in my opinion, Peter, there's a lot of good ones later on that are going to kind of hit during the year, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's tons of good ones. Like I love taking Nico Collins there. That's totally fine. The only question is he actually the number 1 guy in Houston? Like no one really knows that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and Diggs should be fine there. I don't know. I think Collins is the number 1.
Yeah. And if that's the case, that's amazing.
But maybe Diggs is the number 1. Who knows?
I think it depends on the chemistry, because Collins and Stroud actually have great chemistry. So I think that they're good to go.
Okay, so
you're coming up here, man. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I was going to go Laporta, but thanks a lot.
You're going to get Laporta there,
right?
You got a turn to make here.
I know.
Where's your player list?
James Cook went. Okay, so So this is the part. So these are the quarterbacks available. I'm going to wait on that. The wide receivers are stacked. I would be happy with any of these guys here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here I
love
am.
DK
But I
Metcalf
think the
there.
running backs. Look, we got White.
He's still there. Yeah. If
I
it's
have to,
yeah.
I have to do him. I like Kamara, Aaron Jones, Montgomery's fine, but I think like White is kind of the no-brainer for me.
He is, and that's a nice value you're getting for him at
Or
39.
Kamara. Yeah, I think I'll do White. I don't have him in any of my leagues, but I have Kamara in my other one. So,
dude, there's no reason to think that he's not going to have the same production as he had last year.
That's true.
Like he's not lost anything.
Yeah.
Can you go back to your wide receivers there again, buddy?
Oh, they're stacked, dude.
Oh, I know. They're right there. You're going to get a stud for sure.
Oh, I should have took DJ Moore because it's Field of Dreams.
Oh, dude, why DJ Moore? Come on now. Let him have him.
Okay, so Peter, this is the spot here. Metcalf, Waddle, Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I love Metcalf here. I think that Metcalf has all the tools to be like a top 10 receiver, given the opportunity. But I mean, Waddle's. I like last night in the show. I got Waddle there. I was thrilled with that. So in fact, I got him quite late. I was really happy with the value that I got for him last night.
Yeah, but that's because Metcalf was already gone.
It was, but it's still, for me, that's still a toss up there, and kind of the ADP kind of shows that as well. They're only one apart.
Yeah, and this is what I like about drafting here. You actually, at the top, it's amazing the value I'm getting here.
Yeah.
You know,
that group of receivers right there. Like, so those guys that were going with the hero RB scenario. If you had Jefferson or you had Chase or you had Tyreek Hill and you left him as the wide receiver like that, you can get through those 20s and 30s and wait for that group of wide receivers there to come up at 40 with the way that they're ranked and still get a stud at number 2.
Right. This actually might go by faster than I was thinking.
Well, it would have seemed slower if you were on time.
Good point. So I'll tell you the story why I was late. Okay. So my wife and son are over visiting a friend who's my son's friend has got cancer, and he's just been diagnosed with cancer, grade 11 student.
Wow.
So they had 11 of my son's friends go over today to visit him. And so they're on the fair. They went over on the ferry, and so they've been there all day. And then my oldest son got called into work. He's the mill's shutting down a bit of stuff. So because he just got hired, he's gotten laid off. But today he got hired. Oh no, he's on call.
Right.
And he got called in. So he had 3 days that he was supposed to work this week instead of 0. And then he just got called in again. So now It looks like he's going to work 4 days this week, which is awesome. So He works until late tonight. So then it's just my daughter and I for dinner. And I'm like, Instead of making dinner, we're going out. So I said, where are we going to go? And she wants to go. I'm like thinking, let's just go down to the pub just down from our street, right? And then she's like, because there's a smoking chicken burger. Okay, this is a long story.
Dude, it's getting bigger. You're gonna be picking him. So then, back to yourself.
I know she likes going to Brown's.
Yeah.
Because she thinks they have the best chicken Alfredo in town, which I disagree, but it's good. It's good. But I'm like, let's go to this Alexandra's, because Alexandra, even though it's a Greek restaurant, apparently they make the best chicken Alfredo in town.
Look at that.
Then she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, what? I'm like, you got to have some variety in life, honey. Okay. Like, you always go to this one restaurant. Let's go do something else. And then, so we're driving, right before we start driving, she's like, we're talking to my wife on the phone, cause they're on the ferry now. And she's like, I want to go to Harang. Have you heard of Harang?
No.
It's a Korean barbecue, like Korean place, right?
Okay.
It's supposed to be amazing. It's Nori's it's the same owners who own Nori own Harangue.
Okay.
And so, long story to say, we do that instead. It's at the north end. And we go and order like the fried chicken, like the Korean fried chicken. And we go, hey, I'd like to get a full order, please. And the waitress literally says, well, you know, that's like 20 pieces, right? And we're like, yeah. So we're like, okay, like, what does that mean? I've never been here. Neither's my daughter. Then we got garlic fries on the side. So a full order's $34. And I'm thinking, okay, that's decent. Her and I will share this, be all right. It is the largest thing you've ever seen. And we look at each other, we just start laughing. And we're like, there's no way we're going to be able to eat this.
So you're eating harangues for a couple days.
Exactly.
So how many pieces did you get through?
I am so full. Okay. We got through 9. So
that's
we
why
have
she looked at you like you were crazy.
My youngest son is going to be so pumped to come home and have that like to eat.
Come on.
So we were so full, and I'm like, we got to go. I've got the stream. And we're like, but let's stop at Wendy's for Frosties. So we just got small Frosties, and we're so full we're eating stupid Frosties.
Hey, everybody in minor league, remember, there's nothing minor about minor league. Your commish was getting a Frosty.
Right. Okay. So that was a long story to say that, well, while I was talking, Neighbors went. Okay, Kamara went, who I was thinking about next.
Well,
Neighbors went at 5'7". I'm surprised, man.
Dude's the real deal. It's just whether they can get him the ball.
Montgomery, CJ Stroud. Okay, all these quarterbacks are going, Pete. That means I gotta go. I don't have to go quarterback yet on this pick. Oh, my boy Aaron Jones got taken. Okay.
It's quite interesting how you can take Aaron Jones when he's a Viking now. It's very interesting.
I love him.
That's what
I'm
hearing.
What do you think about Kincaid here?
Well,
or go another running back? No, there's no running backs.
Well, I think that Kincaid's right near his ADP. I think that's about where he's going to go. So if you don't get him in one of these 2 picks, that's kind of getting dangerous ground. If you're thinking about him as your guy.
Okay. Because really, any of these 3 I'd be happy with.
Yeah, but if they go for a run of 3, are you happy with the 4th guy?
No, I'm not.
There you go. There's your answer. Evan Ingram's going to get volume. Like there's positive things to be said there.
Okay, we're going Kincaid.
There you go. Done. I think he's a good coach right now.
Okay, but then the question is, I gotta go Burrow or Love here, right?
I guess.
Let's look at what people have for quarterbacks. Everyone except for me and John's Vikes have quarterbacks.
Right.
Maybe
so you're going to get one of those 2. So do you choose them now or do you wait? Do you take the value now with the best player on the board? This is a classic fantasy question.
Yeah, that's true. Because like running backs wise, there's nothing nothing that stands out. But I've only got 2.
Right, but at the same,
I think the wide receivers are what I want.
It is.
So is it Diggs or Cooper or Dell?
That's a tough question to ask me. I
like Cooper.
I'm not a huge Cooper fan, but I mean, if we're healthy in Cleveland, that could be a thing.
I think Diggs might be the guy here, Pete. Just because I don't have him in any other league, I have not drafted him.
I think you do it then because you said you were going to do that at the beginning of the podcast.
Okay, done. Project, but see, like he's projected to get. Oh yeah, they're all in the same spot here. Yeah, let's do Diggs.
Look at you.
Getting diggy with it.
See, the other thing is, if whatever happens with the quarterbacks there, people always forget about Brock Purdy. And he's so unsexy in the way that he does things, if you think about it. But I think last year, he was like 31 or 32 touchdowns and either 10 or 11 interceptions. He had 300 points last year. So to take that as your quarterback, it's not a horrible thing when you get to this place. Burrow has upside, but he also has the injury issue. So I'm a little leery of him there. So it's almost like, hey, let someone decide for you. If that's what's going to happen, let John make his call.
And it's going to be very interesting to see now who's going to take what when the running backs are not great here. Like, really, it should be tight. Oh, look at all the tight ends went already. Those three. So good thing I did take Kincaid or whichever. I mean, if you want Pitts there, go ahead. You want Ingram there, go ahead.
Okay, for the guys that are still watching or the guys that are listening to it or whatever, what are we thinking? What's the thought about Pitts? What are we thinking about Kyle Pitts? So obviously keeping in mind that he's got Kirk Cousins there, and that changes his quarterback situation entirely. So does that greatly increase not only Drake London's value, but also Kyle Pitts? Because he's been a little bit disappointing so far.
Right.
That's why it was tough to take Brock Bowers. I love him. I love the guy, the same way I did Pitts. And I think that he's going to end up in the same situation where you're going to watch what he did with like Pitts did with the quarterback in Vegas, and he'll be okay. But I don't think there's enough stuff to go around.
All right. There's a question in the comments. Ethan comes in with who wins Keenan Allen and Chase Brown for Pickens. No, sorry. Yeah, it must be Keenan Allen, right? There's no other Keenans, is there?
Keenan, who wins? So 2 players for one? Is that what we're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who wins Keenan and Chase Brown for Pickens? Well, it depends on who you got to drop, I suppose. John's commenting on that as well, talking about the skilled players that are there to be targeted. So he's thinking that Pitts doesn't really increase that much. I think that's what I'm getting from that.
True, because London's there, Bijan's there, Algiers there.
He who drafted Bijan first overall last night.
Right.
Too many skilled players, and he's right. I mean, Bijan's going to get some cake.
So back to Ethan here. Ethan, you know what? I think Keenan Allen is the one I want out of that, but because he's in Chicago, it's an unknown. I think I would. It depends. If you needed Chase Brown, then cool. But is Chase Brown the starter? I don't think he is. I think he's just timeshare with Zach Moss, right?
Yeah, they're saying at Bengals camp though that he's super, super impressive. So that could change halfway through the year. Chase Brown's actually really good value if you're putting a guy like your 4th running back or your 5th running back on your bench. There's some good value there for sure for upside. I think his floor is low, but his ceiling's high.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see going either way on this. I might just say I'd want the Pickens side, but at the same time, I also really like Keenan Allen. So I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm probably getting the 2 for 1. I think the 2 is the one I want, depending on who I need to drop, like Peter said. So
I forget, is minor league half PPR?
Yep, it's exactly the same as the show.
Yeah. So Keenan Allen playing the slot in Chicago, he's going to get his catches.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So what do you got rolling?
Yeah, so I mean right here this is going to be interesting. Yeah, so Brower, if he did,
Burrow went.
Yeah, Burrow went.
So Jordan Love's sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Your other boy.
Not necessarily. It's Pitts could take him too. Right in the middle there.
Well, I could take him.
Yeah, but who knows? Who knows what he is here? I don't even know if maybe I should just wait on quarterback completely and just go full on pick up
you said you're going to do things you never did.
Oh, I've thought about it, trust me. But you know what is going to happen?
You're going to do what you always do. It's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. He took Nick Chubb, eh? So him and his son both were the Nick Chubb guys and actually Noah got him last night in round 8, and Chubb took him in round 7.
Yeah,
I just read a report he's not supposed to be back till November or December.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going with that. They didn't put him on IR; they put him on PUP.
Right.
So and there's stuff out there on Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. Nick Chubb like straight squatting 550 pounds, knees fine. They just got to get the mobility back in it. His strength is there.
So Nick Chubb is league winner, right?
Nick Chubb is if he shows up in October 15th, you might win your league with him.
Problem is, Trev is already a good fantasy person. Like, look at his team here: Gibbs, HN, Kamara. Even the wide receivers are good, and you got Nick Chubb. Only thing is, you only start 3 of them. So you know what he's going to do? He's going to try to trade Kamara for CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
Right, Trev? You know it. You don't pretend like you're not going to try to do that.
That's so funny.
No, I mean, sorry, Tyreek Hill, and then I'm going to insta reject it.
Yes. Even though you didn't know you had Tyreek Hill. This is excellent. This is good.
Right.
Dude,
actually, I wish I would have got CeeDee Lamb there too,
really?
But I don't have Tyreek Hill or CeeDee Lamb in any leagues yet.
Wow. Yeah, I think that CeeDee Lamb, I think he had a little bit of an outlier last year. I think he's still a top 5 wide receiver, but I don't think he's a consensus number 2 overall pick. I put Tyreek Hill in a class by himself, and I think that CeeDee Lamb, Jefferson, and Chase are in the same class.
Okay, so I'm going to go Jordan Love, but not on this one because I'm coming around the bend, right? Okay. So, but this is where it's going to be tough because the running backs are still here. What do you think about Javonte Williams, Pete?
Well, apparently you wouldn't usually take him. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's irrelevant at the moment.
I
wouldn't take Singletary too, but
yeah. To me, these backs are all. I mean, they're shots in the dark. You're not going to see, the brilliance of what we saw from Javonte Williams a couple of years ago. He's gone through some injury stuff. He's in that place. I mean, But
I need a running back here. In my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think I'll do Javonte Williams. Why not? Let's try it. Do you like anyone more than Javonte Williams?
Well, both Cincinnati backs are on the board right now, and you have. Yeah,
but it's timeshare, so I don't want that.
Well, No, I think that when you get down to these backs here, that's getting into a little bit of rough territory.
I just want a starter here. So I'm going Javonte.
Do it, man. Go get it.
And then because Singletary is a starter.
Yeah.
Spears is not. Warren is not. Moss and Brown are back to back to each other. Look what they're projecting. 156, the exact same, and 140. So this is a complete 50-50 almost. Yep. Eckler's not the starter. Jonathan Brooks is on there. Oh, wait a minute. I got to go to my boy Jordan Love now. Okay. So I don't know. I think at the end of the day, at this stage, there's not much there.
There's not.
This is where the value comes in, right here. All these guys.
Yeah, I'm not just because I'm a Charger fan, but
I don't have a tight end, do I? Oh no, I did. Sorry, my bad.
Yep. The Chargers have both last year's Baltimore running backs who combined, I believe, for 19 touchdowns or 20 touchdowns. So if they even did the same thing there, one of those guys is going to be a nice piece. Yeah, you're getting down to the nitty gritty now.
But look at this, okay? Brian Robinson, Nick Chubb, he's loading up on running back.
Because he's coming after Tyreek, buddy.
and I'm not saying it's bad strategy, but it's okay, when I look at this strategy for him, I think of like standard. I don't look at PP. I don't think PPR in this one.
Yeah,
But because Jefferson's a stud and Pittman is a PPR guy, but I wouldn't say like he's a low end wide receiver too, right?
But no, he's a PPR guy. Pittman's going to catch 100 balls.
Yeah.
But his three top backs are absolute PPR giants.
Good point.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I'm not saying he's wrong there. I'm just saying,
and you get Kamara that late. If Kamara only gets 800 yards, he's still going to get you 56 catches. That makes up for a lot. 56 catches is the better part of 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Or sorry, that's 4 touchdowns. Sorry, half point.
Round 9, Jordan Love went. What did he go in ours last night?
I don't remember.
It was so early.
The last night was very strange. You're having to move and shake on the go for sure because there was runs in places where I didn't think there'd be runs. And luckily I started out last night. My draft went super well last night, but I started with 2 running backs because there was a distance in between my picks there. And there was a run on running backs. Like it was like, wow, that is. Yeah. I ended up with, which is very strange for me, with only 3 running backs on my roster. So I'll be looking to trade as the season moves on here.
Yeah. Last night, Jordan Love went in round 5.
Wow.
He was at the end of round 5.
Yeah, that's still too early. That's a do not draft. I don't agree with that.
I mean, he was quarterback 5 last year. So I get like, okay, it's his first year as a starter. There could be regression.
Yeah.
There also could be improvement, but like how much more improvement are we talking?
You know what's really interesting about it, Trev, when you're talking about quarterbacks in situations like that? I legitimately think, and I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, it's potentially happening, that there's 3 quarterbacks that you can get in round 11, 12, 13, namely Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins,
and Stafford,
and Jared Goff.
Jared Goff always goes early. He just went right now.
So what round are you in?
We're in round 10.
Oh, okay. Well, I said 11 to 13, but yeah. So I think that's early, but that's great. So you're talking about guys.
No, he went in round 9. So, okay. But sorry, go ahead. I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
Could be top 10 point getters at quarterback. Like that's legit. That could happen. So even if you don't get a top quarterback there, if you take one of those guys as your backup, you could find yourself after a couple of weeks playing that guy. And a guy like Jared Goff, it's not strange to see him get 24 points with the talent that he's got around him. Yeah. So you want to talk about value at quarterback? There is value at quarterback. Like you can one of those guys, I guarantee, will be a 300-point guy this year. At least one of those guys. So to be able to take them that late in the draft, I love that. So I don't worry too much about the quarterback. That being said, with the running back run last night, I did jump on Jalen Hurts when I had a shot. So maybe I'm just talking out my rear end right now,
which is quite normal.
Yeah, it's fairly standard for me.
Okay, so running backs wise,
yeah,
there's still kind of the similar guys, which I'm happy to take. Let's look at what the.
Well, hey, buddy, here's a thought for you. It's not a sexy pick right now, but we know for a fact that Jerome Ford's going to be the starter for at least 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, but where is he?
I thought I saw him there.
Right here. Yep. So yeah, this is where he's at here.
Yeah. So I mean, he is guaranteed to be the starter for at least the first 4 to 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And if what you're hearing is correct, I haven't heard what you said to me about November, but you're talking like week 8, week 9. You're going to have a starter at this late.
Yeah. But do you think I should take him now?
Well, after everybody just heard or saw what I said there, that might be, yeah. I like Christian Watson there.
Or there's Jalen Warren.
Yeah. I mean, is that, yeah. Do you think he's the guy?
Well, if he goes down, then it's,
Yeah.
Okay, I got to pick someone. So I'll just, oh boy, Christian Watson. That's the thing. I was thinking about either going running back here.
Yep.
And just getting one of those guys, or wait, because I think the value is wide receivers here. There's so many good wide receivers. The problem is they might still be that many wide receivers coming back.
Well, there won't be that many, but there'll be some of them will be there for sure.
Oh,
so you've got to get at least
just went. So I'm going to go forward here.
Yeah, it's nice, and it's not like he's not a stud, but you have a starting running back. Like that's big.
Gus Edwards is also starting running back, right?
Yep.
Which one do you like better? Season long, it might be Gus, right?
Well, for me, Gus is I've liked Gus anyway, and he's a Charger now. So for me, that's an easy play. But it is a little bit more of a committee with Dobbins than it is with Ford. So but he's going to get his like you're going to get your reps out of Edwards for sure. I like him. I like both of them here.
But which one would you just pick Edwards because he's a Charger? But if you would take out the homer, which one would you think?
I might still say it was Edwards. Like Edwards ran in this system, like literally this system last year.
Yeah.
And check his stats or whatever. I think he had 12 or 13 touchdowns.
He had 13 touchdowns.
So
okay, we're going Gus the bus.
There.
Because Peter is recommending it, and he's a Charger, and why not? So, I mean, that's an okay turn for me.
And I got tickets today, actually.
You did?
Yeah.
To the Chargers game.
Baltimore, 27th of the Monday Nighter.
Wild.
Which will be an interesting game, speaking of Gus Edwards, because you have one of the major front office guys, Joe Ortiz, who is now our general manager in Los Angeles. And then you have, I think, 4 or 5 Baltimore Ravens who are now on our roster, right, including our center.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. So just going back to this thing. So we were talking, I went and picked Jordan Love, then I went Tua, Purdy, Jared Goff. That was the run there. And so good thing I picked Jordan Love because they would have taken Love. Not that either one of those three are like clearly ahead of Jordan Love. They might all be the same spot, but like as of last year, Jordan Love was the best out of those. But Purdy was right there.
In finishing, he was the best. He had the best last 10 weeks or whatever.
Yep.
But Brock Purdy had a very good season last year.
Yeah, and you're right.
He's lost nothing. In fact, if Ayuk, whatever is happening with Ayuk, no matter how upset he is or what he's doing, that just means you get more Debo.
Well, you're right, because Purdy ended up as quarterback 6, right behind Jordan Love.
Yeah.
And you know who was 7th? Jared Goff.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you have those things, and you didn't have any Aaron Rodgers in the mix last year. You got Aaron Rodgers, and he doesn't talk a whole lot about this kind of stuff. Dude's got a chip on his shoulder, man. He's old, and he's in New York, and he never got a chance to prove himself. And that dude, like the New York Jets, dude, have probably overall from top to bottom, probably the top 3 most talented roster in football.
Right.
Like defense and everything included. Like this is a team. This is a legitimate team. So for Kansas City this year, when we're talking about, three-peating, I think there's legitimately 4 teams in the AFC that are better than Kansas City.
Right.
So you're pushing the envelope. Like this is going to be a very difficult task for them. Like if they win this year, that puts Mahomes in the conversation for sure.
Yes. So interesting what happened here. So what I wanted to do in this corner was I really wanted to do running back, wide receiver, which I did. But I was thinking Warren and then Watson. But then I also would have loved it in the Brian Thomas JSN corner. You know? But just when like the scarcity of running back, sometimes it's better to get that guy, and maybe Gus Edwards is a fine play. We'll see. But like interesting corner, and then it goes Zach Moss, Hollywood Brown, Brooks, and then defenses start going. Caleb Williams. So you got CJ Stroud and Caleb Williams. That's because he's not here. He's picked up Chase Brown too. I think he's going to be really unhappy with these picks, to be honest. But Goddard, Pittsburgh defense, Chase Brown, and then we'll see. This is going to be round 12. There's only 3 rounds left.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to get Ladd McConkey because I don't have him in any leagues.
Yeah, you got to take him later or earlier than that.
And there's our guy Sutton that we like a little bit.
Hey buddy, remember when we were doing fantasy, I don't know, 18 years ago or something like that?
Yeah.
Ladd McConkey, I watch all the Chargers camp stuff. That dude looks just like Wes Welker, man. It is uncanny. His route running, phenomenal. Lines up in the slot, not afraid to catch the ball over the middle. He's going to be a very good receiver for us, for sure.
Speaking of which, what do you think your boy Justin Herbert ends up?
I think he ends up really, really good this year, and I think that in next year's draft, he's a top 5 quarterback. He's not forced to throw the ball 53 times anymore. They're not even going to play that style of game. So it is going to open up the mid-range of the field. We ended up in a place last year where it really handicaps Herbert. He's people are going to think I'm so biased, but anybody that knows the game will say he's a top 3 talented quarterback in the NFL right now. So the process is with a guy like Eckler in the backfield, you can't really run him between the tackles. So the defense could sit back. So the linebackers can stay in the middle of the field. All the DBs and everything can roll. When you have a game where you're pounding the rock up the middle of the field, it opens up that whole thing, all the slants, everything in the mid-range, all the ins, all the outs, the early slants. It opens up a post. So now all of a sudden, you're going to play a game where those passes are going to be completed. And Quinn Johnson is going to be a very good receiver as well. I would predict that he'll be very close to Mike Williams' numbers.
Right.
So like a guy like that can catch every ball, like Ladd is invaluable in an offense like that. So Herbert, very good.
So I like Addison here a lot.
I do too.
I like Hopkins a lot. Jamo Williams, I like. But I think I'm gonna land with one of these two.
You know what I love about Addison is I know that Jefferson was out last year, but look at his stats last year with no quarterback.
Well, but here's the thing: he's not going to get it. He's going to get charged for that DUI, right?
Yeah, but he's not starting for you on week 1. But that's fine. That's you do you.
No. So, okay, I'm happy. So you think it's Addison over Hopkins? Because Addison's younger, right?
Oh yeah, right. Addison's only second-year player, isn't he?
Yeah, it's third year. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is Hopkins?
I think he's close to your age.
30?
Yeah. No, 35.
Okay, so Kirk Cousins goes here. Bowers goes. That's good. This is what you're talking about. Like, we're talking Herbert here, Rodgers, Stafford. If you waited to the end of the draft and picked up one of these or two of these guys, you can't be upset about that, right?
Dude, I'll bet you the league fee into the next league that we draft on Thursday that Aaron Rodgers gets more than 257 points this year.
Right? Oh, thanks.
I'll give you the over-under. That to me is ludicrous.
So this is the last 2 rounds here.
Oh, John thought you should have gone with Ford.
I know. I was hoping he's going to get back to us, but of course he doesn't. Right?
Oh, we got a cool question here.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
Oh,
Cole, Okay, go ahead, Pete.
No, you go, brother.
Okay, hey guys, just did my first ever fantasy draft today. Just wondering if you guys can be brutally honest and help me out. Absolutely. We will definitely help you out. Bijan, Cook, Kamara, Spears. I like that. Puka, Devontae Smith, McLaurin, Kirk, Worthy, Curtis Samuel, and then quarterbacks Dak, Laporta. Wow, Laporta and Jets defense.
Come on.
I love that.
Come on, Cole. That's not your first. Come on, you can lie. You don't have to lie about that.
First ever? That's your first ever?
Dog, that's a
Cole,
that's a competitive team. You're there. That won't be an issue.
Cole, I don't want to give you false hope, but buddy, you might be winning a fantasy championship real quick here.
Oh no.
The rings are coming out. That's a championship caliber team right there.
It's a 4-man league.
John says 4-man. It's a 10-man league, John.
Oh.
Okay, not a 4-man league. Okay, no, sir. I got some advice from people, but I've never actually done one. Wow. Well,
hey, good for you, man. Well, congrats on your first draft. That's actually you'll find that it doesn't necessarily end up that way, even when you've done drafts before. So that's a pretty good result for where you're at.
And Cole, how many leagues are you in? And are you just in that one this year, or are you going to be in multiple? I wanted to ask you that, Peter. How many leagues are you in this year?
That's a really rotten question.
Okay, well, I'll answer for me.
Okay.
I'm in 13. And whenever I say that to people, they get mad at me and they're like, "Why are you going to do that?" I'm like, "Listen, if you do the research for one, you can do 20.
Yeah.
It's the same research. The only thing is on Thursday or Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday you got to set your lineup.
Yeah.
Right? Sunday night, maybe Monday, you got to set all your waiver wires. That's it. Yeah. You just got to go through it. It will take you about an hour. You're good.
So I like to prepare for drafts. I like to do as many drafts as I can, which means that you go into real leagues, because even though they're public leagues, I'm in 27. But I have like 5 that are kind of like the ones I like really key on, sort of thing. Right. Last night being the show being one of them for sure. So the other ones are easy to make my changes. And so yes, but it's more about the draft season and getting through the draft season where I finish in those leagues. I had 26 last year and I won 11. So just making the changes, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah. By the way, Peter, just a heads up.
Yeah.
On Thursday when we go on to Show Me the Money League.
Yep.
So, I don't know if Noah's in that league. So rounds, if you want Nick Chubb, it's round 7.
Right.
And him and his son both went and got TJ Hawkinson in round 13.
Isn't that great?
Right? So
no, are you sitting beside your dad right now? What's going on?
No, they're in different cities right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's you know how it is, like father like son when it comes to drafting. You know what that's like.
Well, yeah. I don't know that we drafted alike, but
sure you guys did.
Really?
You guys shocked me every single time you guys did a draft together. It was like, is this Peter?
Yeah, John. Bijan's money. We know. We got you.
It's getting what ring?
He's the ring that you're talking about.
Oh, okay. The ring leader?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 picks until me, Peter, and it's defenses now.
Yeah, you're weighted for your defense.
And so I don't really care.
So right now in this position, I'm going for matchups. So in the first, so to me, the best matchup in week 1 is, I'll tell you in a sec once these guys draft.
Okay. Oh, here he says, my other team is Lamb, Harrison, Pickens, Pitts, Caleb Williams, Ayuk, James Cook, Achane, Addison, and Judy. Probably should trade for running back. That team is not as good as the other one.
And a quarterback. Caleb Williams won't carry you.
Okay, what's the one, Pete?
It's New Orleans.
Who do they play?
Carolina.
Bam. The deep inside information right there.
The other one is Cincinnati. Cincinnati also has an amazing matchup, but they're not as good a defense as like a team defense as New Orleans is. So Caleb Williams there is the only thing kind of that's a little bit scary there. And the running backs are going to be challenging, as Cole said. But it's a competitive team. You're going to end up in that place for sure.
So everyone except for 2 teams picked 2 quarterbacks.
Yep.
And then you got the wide receivers are very similar. The lowest is 3. That is surprising. 3. I think it's because you got 7 running backs here. You're going to be trading for a wide receiver. But I went 5 wide receivers. Same with Hogs. Same with can I have a Tua? But then running backs wise, nobody had 2. Everyone's minimum of 3 plus. 2 tight ends, half the league did. And then defenses, I don't know why you take 2 defenses. It's because you're not here probably. I don't know. Why would you pick 2 defenses?
I don't. If you don't feel good about anybody that's on the board like that, I don't mind 2 defenses. Only because you rotate them out.
Yeah, that's true.
So I did that one year and it was extremely successful. So what I was doing was I was going on the waiver wire looking 2 weeks from now as to what the best matchup on defense was, and I would pick them, and then they'd go onto my roster, and then I'd flip out my other defense. So I didn't usually get into doing like San Francisco, Dallas, Baltimore, New York Jets kind of scenario. I was leaving the defense till my very last pick and then just taking your matchup.
Here's another thing, Pete. Last night, Steve took Jacoby Myers. Did not get drafted in this league.
Yeah, I he's going to catch them. But like the whole point of a player like that, like when he's down that low as well, is you're taking a shot because if for whatever reason Adams goes down, Jacoby Myers is the number 1 guy there.
Yep.
So you're going to get some level of something. Would you take Stafford or Tua? Or T-Law?
I'll bring it up here. Take Stafford, T-Law over Williams. The answer, I don't know if I'd do over. I think I would take him. I would do Stafford over. I would take Stafford there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence is going to have. He's going to have good numbers. He's going to have solid numbers. It's just I don't think that Williams can be a starter for your fantasy team. I think that he's a backup, and if he turns out and turns into something crazy, that's awesome. I just Chicago still has a lot of work to do, and Chicago's offensive line is not that great.
Yeah, so. And so if he's got to have more players than this, right, on his team. But if you had to drop one guy to pick up Stafford, I would drop in Judy.
He's got to have more players.
He does have to have more players.
That's only 10 players there.
Yeah. So Judy still could be droppable. I don't think he got drafted in our league.
Yeah, and depends if Herbert didn't get drafted, I would take him over Williams to start as well.
Right.
Like there's those other guys that were down there that we were looking at earlier. So if you go to quarterbacks right now, can you do that right now, Trev?
Like where? On
your screen right now that you're showing me change that to quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Herbert might be available.
Deshaun Watson's there. Baker Mayfield. Dude gets no love.
274 points last year.
Yeah. Stafford.
I think Deshaun Watson can have a monster year.
Yeah, to me, there's four names right there right now. Geno Smith gets zero love. Geno Smith in the first 10 weeks was in the MVP conversation.
What, 2 years ago?
No, last year.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I would do Stafford, Herbert, Mayfield, or Watson. I'd be happy to start any one of those guys.
Yeah.
The other one that might be the sneaky play is Bryce Young, but it's too risky. And Bo Nix might be the guy that people are picking up too, or Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he could have, depending on how he is on with that offense. That offense actually is a lot similar, much more similar to anything he's played. It's much more similar to the USC one that he played when he was in college. So he actually could suck that up pretty good.
So he has Spears, Kirk.
He said Baker Mayfield is there and available in his league.
Christian Kirk. Yeah, don't drop Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Mayfield is good there. Yeah, I think.
Zeke.
Yeah.
Zeke is, I don't know. Zeke is not going to be anything. I'll may my words, but he's not a starting running back anymore.
You're right, Cole. Nix is not going to be a better quarterback than Caleb Williams this year because Caleb Williams has better weapons. I'm just saying Bo Nix might be that guy that nobody drafted that all of a sudden has this monster season and came out of nowhere. That's happened a number of times. Yeah. Was Anthony Richardson getting drafted?
No, not like that. Even where Caleb Williams is.
Let's go blast from the past. You know that Randy picked up Cam Newton after week 1 of waivers and won the league?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's guys like that. That's what I'm trying to say is like there's guys like that. Now, people have caught on. That's why Jaden Daniels gets drafted now.
Yeah.
Normally you would never draft him.
It's got to be a shot though, right? He's your backup. I have no problem with somebody taking a flyer on Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams. That is not an issue for me whatsoever. It's as your starter, that's not something you can rely on every week. We're not even sure what Chicago looks like. Caleb Williams apparently looks, I've watched some YouTube stuff on Chicago with their training camp. Guy looks like a very good quarterback. He's going to be a really good player. But is he your starter for your team? I don't think he is yet.
Yeah, and I think what Peter's saying here for the Baker Mayfield piece is like, look at this. Okay, so his total last year is 274.
Oh, he says Cousins and Rodgers are also there.
Holy. Okay, pick up Rodgers right now. I'm not kidding you. Just pick him up right now. Do not wait. Do not.
Yeah.
Man, this guy has been a 4-time league MVP.
John, are you still hanging around on there? If you're still hanging around, we want your opinion on that. Because I like Cousins as well. Rodgers, don't get me wrong.
I do too.
I don't think you can go wrong taking one of those two guys. Pick whatever color you like better.
Okay, here's the thing about Cousins. Last year, he was on pace for 6,000 yards before he got hurt.
Yes.
The only thing is he doesn't rush at all, and neither does Rodgers at this stage. But
I don't know, man. If you're talking about throwing for over 4,200 yards and 30 touchdowns or so, that's the same thing. Josh Allen's the only one who really does both, who actually genuinely does both.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is a guy who's going to rush for your touchdowns. He's not going to be throwing 40. If Jalen Hurts throws 40 for me this year, I win. Let's just be straight.
Right.
He's not going to be throwing for 40. But he will rush for 600 yards. Yeah. I like Cousins.
So what happened here was, Trev picked all these guys. Watch this. This is crazy, Peter. So let's go to Trev's team players. Let's go to teams. This is great strategy. This is something that you guys can learn from here. So he went and got all these guys. That was really solid. Went and got his Chubb, and then he got his T.J. Hawkins, and these guys are on the PUP list. He dropped. He put them on the IR, and now he's gone and picked up Cincinnati defense and Justin Herbert.
Yeah. So
I think that's excellent strategy. Absolutely excellent strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very savvy. That sounds so much like Trevor. It's like not even funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's done good. So
why don't we look through these teams?
Cousins, I think. Well, Cousins isn't going to start the year playing, is he? I
don't
think he is. Let me just see.
Oh, I don't know.
I heard a rumor he's not, but let me just. I don't want to give anyone fake.
Hey, Cole, good to have you, man. It's awesome to have you out here. Thanks for your comments and stuff like that too, bro.
Kirk Cousins. Let's see. Was cut short last year when he tore his ACL in October. Man, I mean, he's coming back before then. So what are they saying here? A lot can go wrong for Cousins, but he'll at least have strong offensive line, talented playmakers to prop him up. Solid quarterback to fantasy value. It's not saying that he's going to miss any time, is it?
I haven't heard that he's missing time.
Cousins also needs to return healthy and regain his old form. No easy task given the severity of the injury and his age. If not, Michael Penix, the surprising 8th pick overall this year in the draft, will be ready to step in with his cannon arm and superior mobility. A lot can go wrong for Cousins, it says. I just think
it's the
at the end of the
Achilles,
day, you
not
got to
the
go
ACL,
Rodgers there.
right?
What?
It's the Achilles, not the ACL.
Sorry, my bad. Achilles.
No, he may have had an ACL strain or something, but it was the Achilles that took him out last year.
That's true. It's true.
Terry McLaurin. Cole had another comment question there. I was just asking about how Terry McLaurin will do this year.
This is where probably Peter and I are going to disagree. He's a 170 fantasy point player. He's always been that, and everyone's like, he's finally got himself a quarterback. And it's like, well, you got yourself a mobile quarterback. I wouldn't say you got yourself a quarterback. I think of Jaden Daniels as here. Let me just switch this out here. So Jaden Daniels as a Anthony Richardson kind of type player. Doesn't throw a lot of passes, but has the mobility and runs. So for me, McLaurin is good, but is he great?
I think he's better than that. One of the things that may have helped McLaurin's value is that they just made a deal with Philly for Dotson, so Dotson's no longer there. That's going to help his value there. And actually, Jaden Daniels threw to Neighbors for a whole bunch of touchdowns. He's thrown to some of the best receivers in the NFL at his last days at LSU. So I think Trev's right. He's much more mobile than Washington's seen in some time, but I think he's a stud. I think that McLaurin's going to end up between 190 and 200 points this year, in my opinion.
And it's possible. It's possible. Yeah.
But if it didn't happen that way, I wouldn't be surprised either. If it happened the way you said it, it's like, it's not. I don't think he's a lock. That's why he's so challenging during the draft, because you don't know. You're like, he could be very good. That's the same thing with Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen could very well get 200 points this year.
Yeah.
Cole, 165.
Cole, to answer the question, I'm a Packers fan, but when it comes to fantasy football, Peter and I both love jerseys, getting jerseys. So I just wear different I don't wear these jerseys out very often. I wear my Packers stuff everywhere. But I got this at the Titans Pro Shop in Nashville. My wife and I went there. And Peter is?
I'm a Charger fan. I still call them the San Diego Chargers because I can't stand Los Angeles. But I am kind of throwing it in there every once in a while, learning. I've been a fan since long before you were but a seed in your father. So that's it's been a long time. I tend to cheer for teams that can't really win the big one, but I guess that's the joy of it. So it's the Chargers for me for sure. Yep.
You guys need to get a Neighbors jersey when he picks his number. Isn't he number 9?
I don't know if they've put that out there yet.
He's been wearing number 9 in the preseason. So imagine going and buying a Neighbors jersey, and then all of a sudden he changes his number.
Yeah. Hey Cole, where are you, man? Are you in the East Coast?
And I love the hockey. By the way, we're also massive hockey fans. I do a channel called Kempner Canucks, so please check that out. I'm a Canucks fan through and through, and Peter is not a Canucks fan. He is a
Maple Leaf fan. I'm from the East, and
he
will always be. No matter how bad they are, no matter what they do, I will always be a Leaf fan. And I may go to my grave without a Stanley Cup. They won their last one 3 years before I was born, and I have not seen one since.
You're not going to like this one, Pete.
What? Okay.
Okay. Graham Gano said he wasn't switching, and he's 9 as well. Okay. And he's Canadian, lives in Nova Scotia.
That's sweet, man.
That's awesome.
That's big, yes.
So he's a Tampa Bay fan for hockey. So I just went and saw Tampa Bay live against Vancouver this year. It was awesome. Kucherov is a stud. He's a Hall of Famer. So is Stamkos, and it was fun watching Braden Point, Hedman, all the guys. So it was fun.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Giants fan. Yeah. The only thing I'm concerned about with that is the only thing I'm concerned about with the Giants is your quarterback situation. And it's very highly sort of publicized. But the only thing with Neighbors about being a really elite receiver, which I think he has the skill set for, he just needs that. He just needs that push. But I still think he scores 8 to 10 touchdowns this year. So, how bad can it be?
Right.
But he and Brian Thomas are both big players, and they both came from that program. So
Totally.
they both played with Jaden Daniels last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's tough to watch Stamkos go, bro. Absolutely. I do a lot of content on my Canucks channel. So if you want to talk hockey more, you can always jump in there. But this is normally my football, but I'm happy to talk. We're always happy to talk sports. We love sports.
Too much.
I agree. Hopefully we finish low and get a decent quarterback for the future. Well, here's the thing, Cole. This is the interesting thing. You guys are on Hard Knocks, and it's clear that your GM wants to. It's Daniel Jones time.
Yep.
It's all about surrounding Daniel Jones. It's shocking to me, and it's like maybe you should be focusing somewhere else here. So I don't think that they're gonna get a new quarterback for the future next year, but maybe they will. I don't know.
I love the Philly Mike question.
All right, I'm good. Wilson or Jefferson? That's a great question. I'm going with Justin Jefferson, but Garrett Wilson is unbelievably talented.
Whoever the guy is that has Aaron Rodgers, let's just go there. You put Aaron Rodgers with both those guys, you take JJ every day. Every day.
Yeah. Okay. Bijan or Breece Hall? I'm going Breece. I love Breece. He's my number 2 running back off the board. And I think Bijan's good, and I think they're both similar. But if you're talking this season, actually future, I think Breece is the more talented running back, but it's probably splitting hairs.
Dude, if you look at Breece Hall's numbers from last year, and you start naming who he played with as quarterback, come on. That dude lit it up for the last 12 weeks. In week 5, he turned it on. And it was only because they were holding him back in the first 4 weeks coming back from the injury. That's the only reason 1 to 4 was not a great time for him. 5 to 17, the guy was unbelievable with nobodies as quarterback, releasable quarterbacks. So it's got to be Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Bijan, don't get me wrong. Johnny, Breece Hall's or Bijan's going to be great. He's going to be a very, very good running back.
Yeah, so he's saying Daniel Jones, this is his last year, and he finally has a good wide receiver and a better O-line. If he still sucks, he needs to go. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't disagree with that.
I think that I would say the Giants have been fair to him, honestly. They've given him legit shot. Like, they didn't cheat him. He came in after Eli, and they've given him a reason and an ability to succeed. Now, when they give him the talent, it's like, okay, here it is. It's going to hurt a little bit with New York not having a great running game. Anyway.
Totally.
Okay, man. What are you
doing?
All
right. We should shut this down. My wife and son are coming home here. And so thanks for everyone for coming out. And I want to thank you, Peter, for being here. You didn't have to be here, but it's been fun.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good times. We're got a couple more leagues to draft here, and then we get right into the season. So looking forward to it. I had a great time. Thanks, man. I'm not in minor league, but I had a great time joining them tonight on their draft.
Yeah, it was fun. Fun. And Cole, thanks for showing up. Philly Mike, good to have you here. John Christmas was here. A number of other people. Ethan was here tonight. Billy was here. Yeah, it's great to connect with everyone.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a fantastic night. Have a great fantasy season.
And Pete, I got a new. Did you see the new intro video?
The one that was played before.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it again, big man.
Oh, okay. And then we'll shut it down. All right. Peace out, everyone. Hit the like, subscribe. Appreciate you.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah.